This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Friday, March 28th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Connexus Indiana, the advanced manufacturing and logistics initiative of the Central Indiana Corporate Partnership, has selected Jay Wertz to serve as its next president and CEO. Wertz most recently served as executive vice president of Smart Infrastructure Solutions at St. Louis-based Belden, a manufacturer of broadband and network infrastructure products which has operations in Carmel and Richmond. He succeeds Fred Cartwright, who retired from Connexus at the end of 2024. Wertz, who has been based out of Belden's Central Indiana location since 2018, will begin his new role on April 14th. Griffith-based bulk trucking and rail logistics provider Bulkmatic Transport Company has promoted Chief Information Officer Ryan Strauss to the role of president. He succeeds Chris Kravas, who has served as president since 2017 but plans to retire later this spring. The Indiana State Board of Animal Health has announced the first case of highly pathogenic avian influenza in Kosciuszko County. The case involves a commercial egg production facility specializing in pullets, or hens younger than a year old, with a flock of nearly 24,000 birds that have been placed under quarantine. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
In an effort to connect all the county jails under one digital management system, the Indiana Supreme Court has worked to create a platform called InJail that many believe to be one of the first of its kind in the nation. IIB's Marek Mazurek has more.
The impetus came 6 years ago when the Jail Overcrowding Task Force issued a report that found a gap in data being collected from jails and difficulty for the myriad of jail management and court systems to communicate with each other. In all, there are 20 different jail management systems used in Indiana. If the state can combine them into one, the hope is that overcrowding could be eased by finding unused space where inmates could be transferred. It would also help guarantee that accurate and timely information is being shared across the state by all arms of the court and criminal justice system. Chief Justice Loretta Rush said the information is all in silos now. The hope is that will change once InJail is elevated from a pilot program to a full-fledged statewide system. Rush is trying to make that happen by asking the General Assembly for $3 million over the next 2 years to implement the program statewide. At the moment, only 4 counties are on the new system as part of a grant-funded pilot project. They are Elkhart, Grant, Martin, and Warren counties. In those areas, even the public can use the system to search for someone's name to see if they've been arrested. InJail plans to expand to Fountain, Hendricks, Jennings, Marion, Morgan, Putnam, and Tippecanoe counties within the next year. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Newsweek is out with its annual list of the most trustworthy companies in America. The rankings are determined by an independent survey of about 25,000 people throughout the country, and 13 Indiana companies are included. About 700 U.S.-based companies are ranked across 23 industries, including automotive and components, consumer goods, and machines and industrial equipment. Public and private companies with revenue over $500 million were considered for the study, and more than 100,000 company evaluations were submitted. The majority of Indiana companies on this year's list are repeats from 2024. Evansville-based Shoe Carnival and Fort Wayne-based Vera Bradley are the only new additions this year. You can view the full list at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Indiana Wesleyan University President John Kulaga is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.